Hey guys, we're happy to be back in the building, and hopefully more and more of you are going to feel safe enough to come out and join us in our services at the church. If you need masks and gloves, we do have some available for you to use. As you come in on Sunday, you'll be given a communion combo and a bulletin by a person with gloves on. Hand sanitizer will also be at each entrance. We're still only offering the one service at 10 a.m. No Sunday school or children's classes, unfortunately. Children are welcome, but we are going to have family worship for a while, which means children must sit with their parents. And please pay attention to the 3 entry options that we have. I know you're getting used to this and it may get boring, but just listen for a minute. The double glass doors by the nursery, the handicap entrance at the top of the parking lot, and the double glass doors in front that give you an entrance to the side of the auditorium. Please use those entrances. And please note that the side door at the bottom of the parking lot, the fellowship hall door, and the doors that go into the lobby directly across from the Crusaders classroom will not be open. Now, again, we're going to ask you not to mingle in groups in the hallway. Maintain your 6 feet distance. We know you're going to want to talk to each other, but once again, it looks like the Lord's blessing us with good weather on Sunday, so let's be thankful for that. Feel free to stand around in the parking lot and talk after church. And let me remind those who are unable to be here due to sickness, being shut in, or perhaps you're just in a high-risk category and you don't feel safe, whether it's due to some condition you have or, again, you just don't feel comfortable being out right now, we do miss you. But our number one concern is for your well-being. So we're going to continue to put these messages online as well as the Bible study and this our weekly word of encouragement. And we encourage those who are at home on Sunday, hey, spend a half an hour on Sunday mornings in prayer from 9:30 to 10. Pray for the church. Pray for these troubling times. Pray that we might have the voice of compassion and reason and stand for Christ during this period of time. And pray for those who are economically hurt. Let's have some compassion in our hearts for people who are hurt, people all over our nation who have lost their livelihoods. Pray for those who are working on the front lines. Almost everybody knows somebody. And I want to encourage you to do your part to support those local and small businesses that you can. The vote on Stephen as the new minister went well. He soon, hopefully, will be here on the field at Cherry Avenue. My retirement date, of course, is quickly approaching, and my last Sunday here is going to be July 12th. I'm looking forward to retirement. But again, it's a little sad to be leaving you all. You've been so good to me, and I really appreciate Pat and I both. The disciples class is meeting in the parking lot on Sundays at 9 a.m. down by the shed. It's shady down there, so it shouldn't be too hot by 9 o'clock. And don't forget our men's Bible study on Zoom on Tuesday at 8. Hopefully we'll soon be able to be back at Tip Top, but until then, there's a great option. Again, as long as I can figure out how to get on. I got on there this morning, Stan had done something. I think he was trying to keep me off, I don't know. I'm going to blame it on him anyhow. But we're also putting our Tuesday morning Bible study online, both the website and Facebook. If you haven't yet, please make sure you signed up for the alerts. You can get those through phone, text, email. We want you to be informed of any changes that we have to make because sometimes those come quickly. And just contact Stan, give him your information, how you want to be contacted. Check with your friends and who don't have internet. Make sure they're connected on these alerts because, that's the only way they're going to find out. If you'd like to have a communion pack for home use, we have them available at the church. You come get them. We'll walk them out to your car even. And thank you for your continued financial support of the church and your prayer support. Both have been felt and appreciated. Listen, have you ever noticed how every now and then you come across one of those verses that kind of completely rattles your theology? Most of these verses are found in the Gospels. Jesus just has a way of saying things that forces us to focus on what really matters. I came across one of those sayings just a few days ago. Interestingly, I can't find any commentaries of Luke that address these words. Perhaps there is someone out there somewhere. I just haven't found it. But in Luke's version of the Sermon on the Mount, Jesus has been telling his listeners to love their enemies and do good and give, expecting nothing in return. He says by doing so, he says, we will be like our Father because, listen to this, in Luke 6:35, he is kind to the unthankful and evil. That's a phrase I don't think we can ignore. because it's so easy to get into our little groups that think and act the same way that we do. It's really hard sometimes to have civil discussions about subjects that we may feel very strongly about. Ever been in one of those discussions and walked away wondering how that other person could be so ignorant or blind or stubborn? In the midst of our culture wars and counterattacks and this demands justice campaigns, we need to remember how God treats those who oppose Him. Maybe we should try treating those who oppose us the same way. I'm referring to those who have differing views of abortion, same-sex marriage, or politics. I'm also referring to those who have differing views on church growth, worship styles, or doctrine. Now, I'm not changing my opinions about any of those things, but we just need to be careful. Jesus says that God is kind to the ungrateful and even to the wicked. Now, this doesn't negate God's principle of justice, but it does negate our perceived claim to smugness. It also eliminates our ability to justify hostility toward those who think differently. I'm thinking that we can engage in meaningful debate and work toward cultural change without being vicious about it. God is kind to the ungrateful and wicked, and so must we be. It's possible, I think, to stand for truth and treat those on the other side with respect. They might not reciprocate, and they might take further advantage of our kindness, but we need to remember that our goal is not to win the cultural war, not to win theological arguments, and not to prove to beyond all reasonable doubt that we are right and everyone else is wrong. The goal is to be like our Father. We get there by treating others, even the ungrateful and the wicked, with kindness. May God bless you and have a great day.